endless night. Silver steel, heart of fire, vanquish doom, death inspire. Blood moon rises, screams ignite, battle fierce, endless night.
Okay, we're live, guys. Oh, hello, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Hopefully everyone's had a good day here. But we're back to the darkened lands of Barovia. Where when we last left our party, they found an old, wizened woman along the side of the road, and through manner of suspicion, they concluded that she wasn't what she appeared to be. And through group action, they uncovered a darker mystery about the old Durst Mill. The old woman and her two daughters were posing as humans, and were in reality hags, a coven of hags, if you will. The party fought valiantly and managed to take one of the hags down with them. Not down with them. They managed to take one of the hags down, while the other two escaped by magical means, leaving the party to recover, to lick their wounds, and wrestle with their newfound afflictions. They ventured to the top portion of the Durst Mill. They found a man who was not entirely together, held within a cage that could magically regenerate flesh and limb, enabling the witches to harness more of their own secret ingredient, as it were, for their lovely dream pies. And that's where we open up. What do the five of you do?
I think Jymbo would probably end up burying the gentleman that we put out of his misery. You know what I'm saying?
The words,
misery.
yes. So, where are you going to bury him, Jymbo?
That's a really good question.
There is a small shed adjacent to the windmill. And inside that shed there are some farm implements. There's rakes, there's shovels, there's hoes. So you could use a shovel and find a plot nearby the windmill if you wished.
Do you need
You know
help
what?
on it?
I'm just gonna bury him behind the shed.
Would you like help with that, Jymbo?
Yes, please. I get exhausted now from everything.
Poor Jymbo.
Yeah, I'll assist too because I think I have a shovel and a bag of holding too.
Okay. Through your combined efforts, you begin to dig, and you dig along an area behind the shed itself. Jymbo, can you make a perception check for me, please?
$15.
15. Jymbo, as you were digging, you notice that there's some earth nearby that has been disturbed. It looks like it's been dug up and covered back up. Not necessarily recently, but more recently than what you're digging currently.
Okay. Well, you know what? Since we're digging, I might as well dig there.
Okay. It's a lot easier to move this earth. It's not rocky, it's not too dried out. The cold currently keeps the ground pretty firm, but as you start digging, how deep down do you intend to dig? Like a 6-foot grave, or are you just doing a shallow one?
Nah, probably 6 feet.
Okay. That will take some time, but again, within your combined efforts, about 3.5 feet down, your shovel hits something, and it doesn't sound like stone. It sounds like wood.
Okay. Gonna try to unearth whatever it is.
Okay. You continue to dig along, and after a while, you find a small strong box. It's probably about 3 feet long, about 1.5 feet to maybe 2 feet deep, and 2 feet on its widest end.
Is anyone around me? I believe was Araza next to me, or
I'm here.
was it?
It was Warren.
Ah, it was Warren. Okay.
Yeah, and I was there too.
Yeah, I just found this box, and what should we do with this?
Leave it. Leave it alone.
Yeah, but free box.
I'm going to investigate if there's any if I could see any traps that if we go any further with it, it might go boom.
I'm going to give this one to you. There's no traps. It is locked, but there are
Okay.
no traps.
Should I open it?
I don't think you should, but
I mean,
do I know?
doesn't Sorin have a spell he can just cast to open it? We can stand back.
He might.
He did unlock the windmill again to get back in there. That's up to you guys.
Well, I'm gonna continue burying this fella. If one of you could, I don't know, take the box over there or whatever you want to do.
Warren will continue to help Jymbo bury the guy. Warren doesn't want anything to do with that box.
I'll take the box out and set it off to the side a little bit so it's out, and then help finish burying the guy, and then could like discuss it with the rest of the group.
Okay. Again, you get the box up out of there, and you manage to lay the man 6 feet under. Despite the state that you had found him in, there looks to be a peaceful look on his face. But it's almost as if the expression is painted on his face, because any sudden movements, you see the muscles, even though his body is going through some very rapid rigor mortis, you see that the muscles lock, and then his peaceful smile starts to drift into a surly frown.
Hey, Araza, do you have anything that you can cast on him? Like, do you have any magic that you have that can, like, prevent him from, like, becoming something else?
Maybe, but not prepared for the day. I'm looking through my spells.
If you guys would like to give me 10 minutes, I can cast Gentle Repose.
Yeah, he could ritual cast that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
I think
have
we
it
need the
prepped.
10 minutes.
Yeah, we also found the strong box. Should we open it up and see what's in it, or
You can open it. I don't want anything to do with it. The sooner we're away from this place, the better.
You guys think that hags are kind of like vampires? Is he gonna come out of there looking like them ladies and eating people pies?
People pies.
I'm just going to cast Detect Magic on the box, or just cast it and see if anything pops up from the box.
Oh yeah. There is a lot of magic within that box.
Okay. What kind of magic? Like, what are the schools?
Well, let's see. We've got enchantment, conjuration, evocation, transmutation. And it's radiating off of several different things. Each, like, there are things that are radiating, there are multiple things inside this box, and each one is irradiating something different. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
Yep. I'm going to say to Grimm, put it maybe out, like, I don't know, 40 feet away from us, and I'll just cast a spell. So we're safe, just in case it explodes.
yeah, I will carry it like 50 feet away and then go to unlock it.
Okay, I will cast Knock.
Okay. You cast knock. There is the loud as the lock just opens up. The spell itself is extremely loud, and given the quiet atmosphere of where you guys are, that is the loudest thing that's occurred here since the ignited fireball and the lightning bolt. And the initial knock to open the door again. But the lock pops open.
Okay, it's open. A lot of things in it is coming off with magic. If you would like, I can spend 10 minutes and identify everything instead of doing the gentle repose. And then I'll do the gentle repose.
Now, I believe it's 10 minutes per item. I believe it's 10 minutes per item inside.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean,
Wow.
you guys are probably going to be resting at some point anyway, especially after, directly after the conflict. So you could do gentle repose, bury the guy, and then identify the items as you're trying to rest.
Yeah, that'll work. For like the next 10 days, he can't become undead. So, I mean, it just prevents him from decay.
Okay. You cast Gentle Repose. His body is preserved, rather, for that 10-day span. I assume you guys just put the dirt back up on top of him. Do you do anything else? Headstone, prayers, anything like that?
I'm just
Probably
gonna put
say
like
some
a little
prayers.
stick there.
Okay, Jimbo's putting a stick there. What'd you say, Araza? I'm sorry.
I was probably going to say some prayers in the form of some random poem.
Okay.
I'll mumble as best as I can with my newly bloody and swollen gums. A prayer to I can't remember the name of the god that they have.
The Morning Lord.
The Morning Lord, yeah. That's the closest thing to some sort of comfort that this poor fella could have.
Okay. And again, it is a somber scene. There's not even the creak of the windmill's fans that managed to break the silence of what's happened here. That being said, you guys have an entire windmill that you could rest within if you wished, or you could
Nope.
continue to camp outside.
We need to get as far away from here as possible.
I agree.
Yeah, just in case they come back.
Okay. And you're headed to Vallaki. You got 3 more days to Vallaki.
And it's nighttime right now, right?
Yes.
I'd say we at least make camp kind of in the same area where we did, when we were passing through not that long ago.
I think we should get farther away. Last time we camped, we weren't too far away. I say we go for like an hour or two and then camp.
Traveling an hour or two in the darkness at night.
Well, I'm more saying get more distance away from where the hags are, that they could come back with vengeance after we just killed one of them.
All right. Warren is going to say something. His hands are on his hips. He's rolling his sleeves up. And Warren feels like now is as good a time as any to do some talking. So Warren, as you guys can probably tell, is not in a very good mood right now. A lot of this, and he's, trying to come up with the words to say, because it's now physically painful for him to talk. A lot of this could have been prevented. A lot of it could have been prevented. We are a far ways away from home. Most of us are a far way away from home. This land is not a very friendly land. And from my observation, some of us have been oopsie-daising our ways into pissing off every single thing. We cannot afford to piss off any more people. We now have a vampire lord who hates everybody. Everybody hates him. He hates everybody. We also have some people in Vallaki, but that town is kind of fucked up. And now we have 2 hags. We cannot afford to make any more enemies. We need to be careful. And the most careful that I have seen is when it comes to non-alive things. And Warren is looking at Sorin and Grimm. It's like you took more caution with unlocking that safe box just now than when you did a fireball at everybody in the vicinity of the windmill. Now, I don't know you very well, as I know everybody else. And we kind of found you in a similar situation to what we've been experiencing all along. And we just got advice from the Vallaki madam that to take care of Strahd, the same vampire that you have some sort of beef against, we have to get all of these items. And for us to successfully do that, we need to be careful. We cannot afford to be stupid. But with some of the actions that have been happening in Vallaki and recently, I feel that, I don't know, I feel that we have a double agent.
I gotta say something, and I don't mean to be rude, but weren't you the one that had tea and almost got eaten? I'm just saying, if we're talking about being careful, and I don't think anyone's working against it. I think we're just some strange folk in a strange land, and I'm heavily cursed.
Again, with what we've been encountering lately,
As soon as Sorin hears the term double agent, he will kind of not really snap, but he'll be very stern to Warren. He'll immediately say, "A double agent," you say. Well, unfortunately, Warren, if I wanted you dead, you would be dead. Already. That is a promise. But unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but for your sake, we both have the exact same common enemy.
do we really? You don't have a very good memory, though, do you, Sorin? You don't remember a lot before you were turned, correct?
I remember that me and the other people of the Abbey were going to go up and face him. We were defeated, they were fed to wolves, and then I was turned.
So Strahd's got a lot of feelers out and about. Who's to say that the fella who turned you was also working for Strahd, and he just said, "Hey, let's keep this guy around. Let's see what he's gonna do." For all we know.
But if he said that, why was I locked in to a coffin for more than a century and was asleep, and the first thing that I see is you guys?
Well, don't people want to keep their best secret locked away?
Oh, I don't think it's a matter of keeping a secret locked away. Oh, Jesus.
Speaking of double agents, I just find it kind of weird that the madam laughed off the pie, if she is able to see like futures and stuff, would she not know that that pie was full of people and yet she did not warn us? I don't think she necessarily has what's best for us on her mind. We're going on this quest, that's fine. But I don't think we should trust anything about the and I forget what the name of those people were again.
The Vistani.
The Vistani. So far, all interactions I've had with them is I got eaten by Strahd in the dream, and there were ghosts, and I woke up in a fog. I don't really trust them.
Hey, Jymbo, go ahead and make a knowledge history check for me, please. And Sorin could make one also.
Okay.
4.
That is a 14 plus 7, so a 21.
So, from Jimbo's just bringing up the Vistanis, and obviously, you know, interactions with the Vistani and Jymbo have not gone like smoothly. At least not in terms of, hey, we were camping and now all of a sudden we're here in Barovia. Sorin, you remember that the Vistani have this unique ability about them where they are permitted to leave Barovia. They can leave whenever they want to. A lot of them choose not to. And it's only because of some ward against Strahd or some connection to Strahd, but you're not quite sure. You're not quite sure exactly what that connection is. But again, the Vistani are able to freely travel between here and other areas without, you know, getting turned around and lost in the fog.
Okay. And I would relay that to everyone. But I'm also going to say to Warren, we have a common enemy. Let's keep it that way. And I will be more careful with my fireballs. It was not my intention to involve any of you folk in it. And at that point, Sorin will get up and I guess head towards to where we made camp and just walk by himself.
Okay.
Jimbo's gonna follow him.
Okay.
Warren's gonna approach Araza, and he tells her, it's like, I swear on the Morning Lord and my sister that nothing bad is going to happen to you, Araza. Because out of all of us here, you're still good. You haven't been tainted by this place.
I'm gonna try my best to see if I can uncurse you all. We're all in this together, so might as well work together, right?
I'll try to.
Okay. Grimm, what are you doing currently?
I'll just kind of wait in the back as everyone goes, just kind of perceptioning around to see if we're being watched or followed by anyone.
Okay, make a perception check.
14.
Okay. Barovia kind of gives you that feeling that you're always being watched, but you don't see anything watching you. Like you look out, and even in the darkness, you don't perceive like any shadows or anything that are lingering or glowing red eyes from the woods. You don't see anything like that.
Okay.
There's just the natural general unease of Barovia. So as you guys are kind of doing that, Rusty and Vasilka, they stay near the wagon with Tom and the new mare Betty. And they just wait for you guys to all recollect.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
So, would my character know if remove curse would do anything for her teammates regarding the curses that they have on them?
Let's see.
Pretty sure I tried to cast that on Jymbo and it just got rid of his
It got rid of his vampirism.
Vampirism.
It got rid of his vampirism. Yeah, because everything else requires a greater restoration.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like, remove curse takes care of, like, actual curses. This is, like, taint from the land and whatnot. So it's, like, it affects your ability scores and your ability to actually function within the realm. So, yeah, that would require a greater restoration. So...
I need the spell Cleanse Taint.
Cleanse taint, yes. Just clean the hell out of it. But yes.
Gotcha. So, guys, I don't have access to greater restoration yet.
Yet. All right, so are you guys camping for the night? Or are you going to try to march through the night to head to Vallaki?
If we do camp, I can ritual cast alarm and make a barrier and we should be safe.
Yeah, I think we should camp, but that's above the table.
Okay.
I think we should camp, but just like get far enough that we can't see the windmill anymore.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna travel a decent ways away.
Yeah, just travel enough that we're not right near it, and then camp. And did we figure out what all the magic items were, or no?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was gonna be done when we were resting up.
Okay.
So Warren's gonna get in the wagon and, lead the wagon on. Make sure that Tom definitely takes lead since Betty's older.
Okay. You travel on a ways, and eventually you get to a point where you can no longer see the windmill, and you're convinced that it's a safe enough area to camp. So you're gonna set up camp. Who's going on watch first? I assume Sorin's probably going to take the initial time, like the initial first couple of watches to identify the items.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to take away your player agency, obviously. I want to make sure that, that's what you want to do, or if you want to get your rest out of the way first and then ritual cast, it's up to you.
Well, I was thinking that because I only need 4 hours because I have the elf prawn.
Yes.
So.
Warren will take the final watch.
Whenever I wake up, I'll take. How many watches are we doing?
I mean, you guys can split it up as many as you want. You could do 3. You could do let's see. Since you only have to rest for 4 hours, technically you could do 2 watches of 4 hours apiece, or you could do, it's however you guys want to split it up. If you want to prioritize more sleep in between for other people, then it would be multiple watches.
So what, like 4 watches?
Yeah, you could do 4 watches, and then that would get you through the night, because it'd be 4 watches of 2 hours apiece. And by the time you wake up, Sorin, you'd be there for the third and the final watch, if that's what you wanted to do.
And I think we could have Rusty do the entire night, right?
Yes. However,
Yeah.
he is not extremely perceptive, so I mean he's there in case something attacks, for the most part. But I mean he's a helmet with a chicken in it, so it's not like he's king of perception, you know. But you can do that. You can have Rusty on that one.
I will. If we're doing 4 watches, I'll get my 4 hours in, and then I will take third and fourth with whoever.
Okay.
I'll take the first watch.
Okay.
I'll go for second.
Okay. I
guess I'm sleeping the whole 8 hours.
I mean, that's up to you. You can take a watch if you want to, Araza. You don't have to. You don't have to sleep all the way through.
Well, I do need 8 hours to get my spells back, so I could take first watch with Grimm.
With Grimm and Rusty? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Rusty will be with me to make sure I don't back up.
So the watches I have here, first watch is Rusty, Grimm, Araza. Second watch is Rusty and Jymbo. Third watch is Rusty and Sorin, and fourth watch is Rusty, Warren, and Sorin. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
I think so.
Somebody remind me
Yeah.
what we named the chicken.
I don't think we named the chicken.
I don't think you named the chicken.
Okay, what are we naming the chicken?
Sir Quacks.
Cluckles.
Kazooie.
Kazoo. Again, that's up to you guys.
Belina.
Oh, Belina's a good one.
That is a good one.
Okay, so Rusty and Belina. Wait, is Belina? That's a Return to Oz reference.
Yep.
I knew what that was. That's fine. It could be Rusty and Belina. That's fine.
Cool.
So first watch is Grimm and Araza. I need Grimm, Araza, I need you both to roll me a percentile, please.
Okay.
I got 44.
44. Okay.
63.
63. I gotta reference a completely different chart. That's fine. All right, and let's see. Sorin has ritually cast alarm, so that's in place. All right. Rusty, Grimm, Araza. The three of you have a rather uneventful watch. And when you choose to do so, you may go to sleep.
All right. I say goodnight and go to sleep.
I will wake up Jymbo and then go to sleep.
Okay. Jymbo, I need you to roll me a d12, please. Followed by a percentile.
oh no, first of all, but second, I changed my dice, so fingers crossed that the weird exploding dice will be my lucky dice. That's an 8
Okay.
on the D12. And an 82 on the percentile.
82.
He has another curse.
No, I think if I curse Jymbo anymore, poor Goldie will leave the campaign.
Nah, it's fine. I can play with the curses. Listen, I've already rolled up a German hobgoblin artificer, just in case.
I love this. I'm in love with this. All right, so Jymbo, you're taking part in your watch, and as Grimm and Araza drift off to slumber, I'm gonna start with Araza here. So Araza,
Mm-hmm.
as you sleep, it's pretty calm. You open your eyes, and all at once you're back home. You're within the church grounds of Milil. The sun is shining through the window. You hear the gathering of the various members of the clergy, you know, the cardinals and the nuns and whatnot, and they shuffle around outside, and you feel this sense of warmth, because again, for the first time in what seems like forever, you can actually see and feel the sunlight. So what do you do?
I take a deep breath in and take in all the lovely fresh air and sun.
There's hints of incense that's being burned. There's the smell of fresh bread being made in the church kitchen, and it seems to just waft all through the courtyard.
Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to smack myself to make sure this isn't a dream.
Okay, you smack yourself, and it's real. It's very real.
I follow the scent of the bread.
You step outside the church barracks, or the dormitories rather. It's not a militant church, so it's not barracks, it's dormitories. You step outside your room, and you join a long line of hungry priests and priestesses, and the line slowly shuffles, carries itself outside, almost wrapping around the dorm building, and after a while, the scent starts to twist. The smell of fresh bread starts to smell like it might have been left in there just a little too long, you know, some burnt ends rather. And you look to the bright sky as the sun starts to really hit its peak. How long had you slept? You don't know. You feel as if there's this pull at yourself to step out of line for whatever reason. You want to step out of line and just take in more of whatever this is. But what do you do?
Looking around, I'm just going to keep wandering. Trying to take everything in. Figure... I still think it's a dream, but...
As you step out of line to take some more things in, the whole world around you ripples, as if someone had thrown a stone into a small pond. everything ripples, and the sun goes from a brilliant golden blazing orb in the sky to one that is a violent, malicious red. You shake yourself from what you thought was a dream, and you couldn't wake yourself from a dream. Well, you could, but unfortunately for you, this is a nightmare. The walls of the abbey outside, smoke rises to the sky, tickling the bottoms of the clouds as they fight for dominance. The thick plumes unable to resist being overcome. Screams echo out. The main doors to the church area have been burst through, and standing there is a mob, an angry mob, torches, pitchforks, farm implements. Some even have actual weapons. The villagers are angry. They're bloodied, they're battered, they're beaten. And the villager at the lead of the mob points to you with a blood-covered sword, dozens of clergymen at his feet, and says, "This, you did this to us, and for that, you will pay." The mob charges you. Your feet feel glued to the ground as if sinking in quicksand. And no matter what you attempt to do, the mob grows closer and closer, almost as if they are 5 times as fast as you have ever been, because you blink once and they're all around you.
I am terrified out of my mind because I cannot move.
You feel this oppressive weight on your chest. And in those moments, it seems to last an eternity for you. But in reality, it only lasts for 2 hours. Meanwhile, Grimm, you are also asleep. And in your slumber, you find yourself in a long, brightly lit corridor. Everything seems to be giving off a shadow. The torch in your hand, the sconces on the wall, the open doors, obviously yourself, and you feel as if something is weighing you down. What do you do?
I try to keep moving forward in the direction I was going.
It's difficult. Again, it feels like you've got lead weights at the bottom of your boots. And eventually you start to feel that same weight in your wrists. It doesn't feel like shackles. You probably take a look at your wrists and your ankles and see that there's nothing physically weighing you down, and you're not quite sure what's happening.
Do I see anything else in the room?
Aside from the shadows, again, there's shadows on the wall sconces from your torch. the open doors along the corridor. But you do notice that your shadow is becoming larger as it drags behind you.
I will
go on.
back up where I came. Oh,
Go on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
oh, I thought you said hold on. I'll back up and see if the weight lessens and if the shadow like shrinks back down.
It does not. The weight actually, as you back up, seems to become more. It is more oppressive. It is more cumbersome. And
Then I'll just
you'll just keep.
I'll just keep moving. Instead of going backwards, I'll keep moving forward and keep trudging ahead.
You continue forward, but there is a sharp, almost violent pain. You feel it along your ankles. And as you turn to see what has happened, you notice that your shadow has grown to at least 3 times the size of you. Clutched in its hand is a dagger, and where it had connected to your legs, you see it severed its connection to your body and itself, freeing itself from the oppressive weight of your corporeal body.
I will cast light to see if I could get rid of the shadow.
Okay. You cast light, and it glows so brilliantly in your hand. This is the brightest it's ever been. And you see the shadow reach out with its hand, and it goes to touch you, but you see like the wisps of shadow burn away, and it hisses. And then in an instant, the entire corridor goes dark, save for the light in your hand. Your torch is diminished, the sconces on the wall are diminished, but the light in your hand remains. And out of the darkness, you see a withered blue face and a elongated, wart-covered nose and a smile that's missing some teeth. She takes in a deep breath and blows forward, extinguishing your light. You also feel an oppressive weight on your chest.
I'll recast light.
It does not work. You awaken some 2 hours later as Sorin goes to wake both you and no, you guys would be sleeping the rest of the night. So Jymbo, as your watch is ending, you notice that Grimm and Araza are having a very, very, very rough night.
Okay. I have that cute stuffed rabbit. I'm gonna go ahead and put that rabbit next to Araza.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You rest it next to Araza, but Araza still seems to be having a very, very rough night.
And then I'm gonna start poking Grimm.
What are you poking me with?
With my foot, I'm just kind of, hey, you doing okay? You having mountain dreams? Man, I have mountain dreams all the time, and they're terrible. Where you maybe that dream about that bathroom ghost that one time? I don't even know why a ghost would need the bathroom. I guess he had unfinished business, but you know.
Grimm, Araza, you are Grimm's awoken. Araza, I don't know if you awaken after the 2 hours, or if you try to go back to sleep, but sleep seems to fully elude you.
Yeah, I probably wake up and attempt to try and sleep the rest of the night.
Okay. The two of you, your hit point totals are reduced by 5. Your maximum is reduced by 5.
Okay.
And you do not gain the benefits of a long rest tonight. Jymbo, your watch, after noticing that Grimm and Araza have not gotten much sleep themselves, your watch goes by uneventfully.
Okay. Can I? Yeah, I have a herbalism kit, and I have skills in medicine. Can I try to make me something myself some like home remedy that will help me relax and maybe sleep better?
Oh, there was tons of that back at the windmill, but in your herbalism kit, you might have something. Go ahead and roll a percentile for me, please.
63.
Yeah, there's some lavender and chamomile in there. Both would be able to relax you if you like boiled it into a tea, maybe help you sleep a little better.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, you do that. But like I said, your watch ends uneventfully.
Okay. So are Araza and Grimm actually awake?
If they attempt to go back to sleep, it's a fitful sleep, and they don't have any more of that same nightmare that they just had. But
I was gonna offer them some tea.
You could.
You guys want any of this tea? I put some camille in there and some lavender.
Sure, I'll take some. So I'm like rubbing my eyes.
Sure, I'll try some.
Okay. You drink the tea. It helps you get to the initial portion of sleep, but again, it is not a restful sleep. But at least no more nightmares. I believe next watch is Sorin.
Yes.
Okay. Sorin, you're awoken from your meditative trance by Jymbo. Jymbo, do you relay anything to them, or?
Yeah, I made some sleepy time tea over there, but you probably don't want to drink it yourself on watch. Also, I think people are having scary mountain dreams. Just, be on the watch out for that, just in case Strahd eats people in their dreams. This happened to me before. So anyhow, good night.
Okay. Good night, I guess.
All right. You're going to identify the items, correct? I'll just run down through them.
Yep.
Because I assume that you can do them all within one watch, because if it's 10 minutes per, there's 5 items. Yeah. That'd be within the first hour of your watch. All right. The first item is it looks to be a collapsible bow, like a long bow, but it looks to be made of like amethyst or gemstones. But the gemstones seem dirty. They seem they can't be tarnished. You can't tarnish a gemstone, not the way you can like certain metals, but they look the way a tarnished jewel might appear. But it looks to be like a collapsible bow. And inside the box itself is like a it was probably crushed velvet, like a crushed velvet pillow at one point, but it's long since met its age. And you know, it's got this musty smell to it. There's a tear in it. There's probably like mites and fleas crawling around inside of that. But there's also a it looks to be a censer. The like what they would use in a church to burn incense and perform rituals and things of that sort, but it is attached to the end of a long hafted mace or flail. The next one is, it looks to be a gourd made of clay, but it has this metallic inlay along it. There's also it looks to be a leather-bound tome. And then beyond that, there is an item, there's a ring. There's a ring that looks to be made of animal teeth, like wolf teeth. But going down each one, the bow is a dragon wing bow. The flail is a devotee's censer. The bottle is a spell bottle. The book is a manual of quickness of action. And the ring is a ring of greater magic fang.
Are these all items on D&D Beyond?
Majority of them are, yes. They should all be on there.
Okay.
I can break them all down for you guys to kind of help out here, because I've got the descriptions here too. The devotee censer is a magic flail usable by clerics. It deals 1d8 extra radiant damage upon a hit. And then you can also, as a bonus action on your turn, burn the incense within it. And creatures, and this is all creatures within 10 feet of you, heal 1d4 hit points. The spell bottle can store up to one spell of up to 5th level at a time. This one appears to already have a spell within it. Since you are using Detect Magic as a ritual, it has Rolithim's Psychic Lance currently inside of it. But once the spell is let loose, then you can put a new spell into it. The Ring of Greater Magic Fang... it is a +2 ring, which enables natural attacks such as claws and bites, as well as unarmed attacks to be considered magical for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction. And that enhancement bonus is added to attack rolls and damage. The Dragon Wing Bow. It looks to be shaped like dragon wings, And this one, because it is amethyst, it is based off of an amethyst dragon. On top of the regular damage of a longbow, it deals an additional 1d6 force damage. And is considered a +1 weapon. And the manual of quickness of action, if this book is studied for 48 hours over a period of 6 days, it will grant the reader a permanent +2 to their dexterity score. But that is what the items do.
I assume the person who has the bag of holding, can you just like add those? Or whatever it is.
Yeah, I can add those to his bag of holding.
Okay, cool. Anyways. You said what spell was in the spell bottle?
I will copy and paste it and put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
And I will also provide a link from the wiki dot there. That's from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. It's like a psychic lightning bolt. Think of it that way. It's a psychic lightning bolt.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All right. But can you also roll me a percentile?
Okay. Oh wait, sorry. That was 2 percentiles. My bad. Wrong thing.
You're good.
76.
76. Now again, this is under the knowledge that you do not dream. So this is someone else's. All right. But Sorin, unless you do anything else other than identify through the first hour of your watch, your second hour goes by uneventfully.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, and then it comes time for you to wake Warren up to cover the last 2 hours of the watch with you.
I'm going to send my cat over to wake up Warren.
Okay. Warren, you are woken up by a cat.
What was the cat's name again?
Ghost. That's right. It is Ghost, right?
Yes.
Okay. I knew I had it in my notes, and I'm like, I have written Ghost, cat. I don't know if it's a ghost of a cat or a cat ghost. Either way,
Ghost cat.
it's a ghost. So yeah, Ghost wakes you up.
Oh, thank you, Ghost. And I just kind of like, when you know, like when you're around a cat and you just kind of like offer it like the back of your hand, and it's like, do what you will. That's kind of what I offer him. Like, if you wanna nuzzle, that's fine. If not, I'm not offended.
Oh yes, it's wonderful. Oh my gods, yes. And
does he do the back thing?
Yeah,
like, does he want scritchies on his?
Yeah. Oh, he's a cat.
Oh.
Of course he wants scritches. He doesn't care who it's from.
Oh, I'll give him all the scritches that he will allow me to give him.
You'll be there a while.
That's fine. I'm up.
Okay.
I can do a wash while petting a cat.
All right. So Rusty, Warren, and Sorin, the three of you are on watch. And your watch goes by uneventfully. Warren, most of your time is spent petting a cat while keeping an eye out in the dark. But again, the one thing that you all seem to notice is that Grimm and Araza are having a very hard time maintaining sleep.
Do I have that level of exhaustion since I slept?
You were able to sleep your entire rest, so no, you do not have that level of exhaustion, but you will. Well, hold on, no, because your exhaustion goes away with a lesser restoration.
Yeah, because I don't get a restful night's sleep either, so I always wake up with a level of exhaustion.
Yeah. So yeah, you still have that level of exhaustion.
If I were to go over to them and cast sleep, would that help them get a full night's rest?
No.
Duh. Okay, well, dang.
Appreciate the thought.
Listen, Barovian problems require Barovian solutions, and casting sleep on people who can't sleep is kind of a good solution, but it would not mitigate the current circumstance.
I have a Barovian solution. Just put a stake in their heart. That'll help them sleep. I mean, that's a Barovian solution.
The permanent sleep.
The deepest sleep you'll ever sleep.
That being said, you guys are no longer near the windmill anymore, so we can return to the road. All right. So you passed the old Durst mill. You've got another 1.5 to 2 days on the road. Again, Araza and Grimm, your hit point totals have been reduced by 5. And you each have not gotten a full night's sleep, which means your abilities have not replenished yet.
So I don't get any spell slots back.
No.
Okay.
Do we get a short rest? Or no?
No.
Okay. Um.
Did you find anything interesting in those items from the boxes?
Yes, and I would tell them everything that there was.
That manual sounds pretty cool. Are there pictures in it? Because I like a good picture book.
I don't know. I didn't really open it.
Does anyone care if I read the picture book? Over
Is
the
it
table?
Is it like a one-time read above the table?
It's
like
a one-time read. It's a one-time read. Whoever studies it over the course of 6 days gets the permanent benefit.
Yeah, go for it, Jymbo.
Okay. Are you sure? Anyone else? Anyone would rather have the +2 to dexterity? It's like one of my main stats, which is why I'm thinking. But again, like I have a +4 already, so like whatever. I'm willing to acquiesce if someone else wants it.
Listen,
Like,
monks
I was
gotta
kind
go
of thinking of
fast.
that too. I was thinking about that because dexterity is one of basically my main stat too.
I mean, if you want it, that's fine.
We could come back to it and go over everything else first, and then if something else takes your fancy or we got other stuff, we could go over the rest of the stuff and come back to that.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so Sorin basically tells you everything that's in there. Go ahead, Araza. I'm sorry.
I asked to take a look at the devotee sensor. Is there any, let's see, is there any incense in it already?
Yes.
I kind of sort of swing it around a little.
It seems like a weapon that you can use. And when you swing it around, the incense is not lit, obviously. So the smoke doesn't come out of it. But it looks like from what Sorin describes to you, anything within 10 feet of you, if the incense is lit, will heal 1d4 hit points. If you spend a bonus action to do so.
Anybody have any, does anybody want to use this? If not, I'm totally cool trading this out and giving my mace to the bag of holding.
No, that definitely seems up your alley.
Okay. So I will swap out my +1 mace with the devotee sensor.
Okay.
So there's a magical mace up for grabs if anybody wants it. Otherwise, it's going in the bag of holding. I put it in the bag of holding.
If everyone's okay with it, I would like to take the spell bottle.
Go for it.
Yeah, you definitely should.
All right, so I'll just take the spell bottle.
That leaves the bow and then the ring.
Jymbo, don't you use bows and arrows? I mean, you did pay 1 gold for only so many arrows.
And I
Yeah.
did buy you other arrows too.
Now, above the table, next level, my bow is going to be considered a +1 weapon for magical stuff. So, like, I'm fine with anyone else having a bow as well, or I can take it. Like, again, it's not a big deal for me either way.
I can't use a longbow, so
I mean, above table, it is a dragon bow. I mean, you get, like, all that additional force damage, too, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was offering it up. But yeah, I can take it if no one else wants it.
I don't think anyone else is going to take it there, Jymbo.
Okay, Jymbo takes it.
Okay.
So all that's left is the ring.
The ring and the
ring and the manual.
The manual, yeah.
What does the ring do again?
The ring enables natural attacks such as bites, claws, and unarmed strikes to become magical for the purposes of overcoming damage reduction of certain creatures. So most creatures have damage reduction / magic or magical items, and it increases the damage in the attack by +2.
Would that work on Warren's fists?
Unarmed strikes, yes.
I mean, a punch with a ring would hurt like the dickens.
Yeah, it's more than that. Like, it makes your whole hand magic.
I'm gonna smack you with my pimp hand.
So
what is that ring? What is that ring called?
It is called the Ring of Greater Magic Fang. An adaptation of a 5th edition ring of Magic Fang. This one's just able to scale and can come in various varieties. This one just happens to be a +2 instead of a +1.
I'll get the stats for that later.
I will put all of these on your character sheets if you have not already.
I do not know how to do that.
That's why I will do that. I have access to your sheets. I can do it.
And I guess I
Pretty-
got the manual then.
Yep.
Yep. And if you study it for 6 days, you get a
I
+2.
thought it was for 48 hours.
48
and you had
hours.
6 days to do it.
48 hours over the course of 6 days.
Okay.
So basically, you study the book for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You study the book over 8 hours each day. You can't like speed read it because the book, the magic is limited within the book, and it won't let you just do that in one day because you'd be wearing yourself out otherwise. You can only study so much before you burn your brain out. So, what do you guys do? You continue to travel on. You have 2 more days.
Within that time, I would like to attune to the spell motto.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I added the right one. There was only one in D&D Beyond, so
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the only one too. I'm gonna double check on your sheet there, Sorin, if you don't mind. That way I can make sure everyone's got
Go
the right
ahead.
stuff. Campaign. All right. So as I'm doing this, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna attempt to attune to the new weapon I got.
Okay.
I'll
I'm gonna-
study the book.
Yeah, that's it, Sorin. That's correct.
Do I need to do anything with the ring like after I put it on?
You all pretty much have to attune to your items, but that time can be spent as you're just traveling.
Right.
You're not doing anything
I
extra
just-
strenuous, right?
No, as far as I know, we're just moving right along.
Okay. I'll have to make some edits to some of the items so that way you guys have the proficiencies and whatnot needed for them. Because I'm seeing that the sensor is not allowing Araza to utilize her bonus, but I'll fix that in a second. Anyways, that's for later. So you guys are attuning to your various items, and Grimm, you're studying the book. This will count day 1. Just mark how many days in which you are studying this book. So that being said, second night, who's on first watch?
I'll be on first.
Okay.
I can go on first as well.
Okay.
I'll take second.
All right. Grimm's on second.
I'll take third.
I'll just take the last 2 as well.
Okay. Let's see. I need Grimm and Warren percentiles.
$32.
32.
75.
75. Okay. Double checking. All right. All right, Warren. You and Araza's watch go by uneventfully. And as you drift off to sleep, it's almost instant. You feel this oppressive weight on your chest, as if you've been constricted by your sleep paralysis demon. But when you open as soon as your eyes close in the mortal realm, in the dream realm, your eyes open, and you're being swept away by an ocean of crimson. The currents continue to pull you under. You've struggled to maintain yourself. Araza, you manage to get a full night's sleep.
Oh, thank goodness.
Warren, you're struggling. You're struggling hard. I need you to make me an athletics check.
$13.
13. That's not enough. You get pulled under, and as you do, you can barely see the sky. You can barely see above the crimson wave as it pushes further and further down upon you. And the weight of your own body becomes your own anchor as you sink deeper and deeper into the depths. You do not get the benefit of a long rest. And your hit point maximum is reduced by 5. Grimm, you had 75, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You're sitting in a grand audience hall. There's a massive feast in front of you on this large, expensive mahogany table. There's everything from wild boar to pheasant to other kinds of poultry and beef and porks and what have you. And you sit there and you go to raise your hands to grasp at the silverware, but you realize that your hands are shackled to the arms of the chair. You glance out at the table. You don't see your host. You don't see who's running this meal itself, but in an instant you see the boar's head on the table. It spits out the apple that was plugged within it. It lets out a feral squeal and starts to hop towards you. The other food upon the table springs to life and drags itself closer and closer to you upon the table. In an instant, you're overrun, you're swarmed, and you hear a malicious cackle off in the distance. Your hit point maximum is reduced again by 5. And you do not get the benefit of a long rest.
Boy.
The rest of night 2 goes by uneventfully.
I don't get exhaustion, right?
You've not gained a level of exhaustion, no.
Okay.
But you've not gained any, you've not really spent any abilities, but you haven't been able to long rest the last 2 days. So.
However, my exhaustion is now up to level 2.
Yes, because you've not received Lesser Restoration yet. The Lesser
Well, you
Restoration.
need to remind me.
Well, you didn't have the spell slot for it before, because you didn't have the ability to be to replenish your spell slots.
It's a second level spell slot, and I still had one spell
Oh,
slot
well,
for the
okay.
day.
Well then, yes. Then in that case, yes. I thought you had spent all your spell slots. My bad. That is my bad.
Yep, it's all right.
I also have a scroll of lesser restoration.
This is true. All right. So, do you guys relay anything about your nights to anyone else, or you just let it go because your maximums are lessened?
Yeah.
I wake up this next morning going, man, I slept better last night than I did the night before. This place, I swear. Guys, we need to leave as soon as possible.
Yeah, I feel weaker after those 2 nights.
You too? Me too.
I'm sure it is very visible that Warren is
Warren,
exhausted.
you look like you've done a month's work of farm work within 24 hours.
I go up to Warren and I pat him on the shoulder, going, "It's all right," as I cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay.
Does that just take me down to 1 level?
I believe Lesser Restoration only takes 1 level away. Double checking, because it's not used too often. Yeah, it'll take away the takes it away.
Both or just 1?
Both.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Just remind me every morning.
Oh, I don't think you'll need too much reminding. I think these bags are permanent.
All right, you have 1 more day to get back to Vallaki.
Remind me how long it takes to attune to an item.
24 hours.
Okay.
Basically the equivalent of a long rest. It's up in the air. It's like it's either after a long rest or 24 hours. I choose the 24 hours because it's like you spend time with the item. You know, you spend the 8 items studying the item or being near it, and then just kind of like literally attuning yourself to it. But you guys are all attuned to your items. Well, Grimm still needs to study his, but he's attuned to it to begin study.
I read 2 days worth.
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, when you finish your little reading chart, you get a free personal pizza.
Ooh.
Oh man, book it. I remember
4
that.
days.
Barovian book it. Is that what we want? Do we want a pizza from Barovia? Is that what we want?
No. So what's going to get down to 0 first? Amount of days I need to read the manual or my hit points?
When you're done with that picture book, I get to read it. It won't do anything, but Jymbo really wants to read the picture book.
There are like diagrams in there of like someone doing backflips, and it's like, hey, here's how you work your core so you can do a perfect backflip and things like that. You know, a standing front flip. And
Now the important question is the spine golden?
Yes. But yes, 3rd night. By the 3rd night, you can see the outside walls of Vallaki. The gate is still closed. There are guards posted. You can either rest outside the walls or you can go inside.
Before we get too much closer to Vallaki, I make sure that Vasilka's mask and gloves are on her.
Okay, they are.
And while I'm like helping her with her mask and everything, I just tell her, stick with us, keep your head down, just don't try to bring too much attention to yourself. We're just going to get through as soon as we can and head back to Kresk.
I be safe?
As long as you stay close to us, you'll be safe.
And she takes her finger and she taps your chest. Warren be safe.
I just kind of give her like this little smirk. And I just tell her, I'm a big boy. I can look after myself, but I appreciate your concern.
Ladies come back?
I just I look over at the others. And off the table, above the table, she's referring to like Miss Agatha, right?
Yes.
I just kind of give Vasilka kind of like a bit of like a sad look. It's like they're not coming with us.
Ladies come back.
Well, maybe two, but not all three.
And Vasilka just kind of looks down and nods. So, are you guys staying outside Vallaki or going into Vallaki?
I'd say we should sleep outside of it and then go in fresh in the morning.
Do we have to go through Vallaki? Is there a way around?
You can go through the woods. You can always go through the woods.
I don't know if I'd want us to get stuck in Vallaki for another festival.
Above the table, Goldie says we shouldn't go in the forest. Jymbo, on the other hand, does not want to go into Vallaki and will insist on going through the forest. Just so you know this dynamic.
The player is conflicted. Both options bad, but
I'm mostly always conflicted.
I think we could just run through the town in the morning.
They have to let you through the gate first.
All the more reason to go through the forest now. I don't know if Warren wants to run into the big fellow again.
Listen, as long as we just slowly meander our way through the town. I mean, do we need to stock up on stuff? Because as far as I know, Vallaki's the only place that has shops. And
No, I think we could
how's
crate
money
food.
looking? How's money looking for everybody?
In the bag of holding, I got 1,353 gold and 5 silver, so we got money.
And I can create food and water every day, so we're good there.
And
I
apparently
think
my bow makes magic arrows, so I don't need to pay a gold per arrow.
just got to get food for the horses and the chicken. So I have to go through Valaki. Tom and Betty and Belina need to eat.
With you creating food and water, doesn't that also mean for animals too, or no?
It creates for up to so many creatures. So she would, if Araza designates Tom and Betty as creatures, they have to have their own amount of food. So they are separate characters in terms of that. So Belina, Betty, and Tom are 3 characters. How many people can you make food for, Araza?
So it just says, spell says you create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of fresh water on the ground or in a container within range, both useful in fending off the hazard of malnutrition and dehydration. Food is bland but nourishing and looks like a food of your choice, and the water is clean. Food spoils after 24 hours if uneaten.
So, I mean, you could. I mean, I doubt that between 5 people and 3 animals, you're going to eat 45 pounds of food, but...
Yeah. And it says it looks like a food of my choice, so I can go, let's create this, let's create all this for everybody. So...
I mean, yeah, you can circumvent it that way. That's fine.
I don't think we need to stop anywhere in Valaki.
Yeah, but I'd rather go with the enemy I know than the enemy that I don't know, and I don't know what's in those woods.
And if we keep you in the cart and you kind of just like have like a hood up or something, they might not recognize you.
I'm not hiding myself. Again, I was ready to comply, it's just the one guard's an idiot. If I just listen to him, I'll be fine.
So you camp outside the walls of Valaki.
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead. We're going to take ourselves a quick 5-minute break. Then that way we can resume. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put us on the be right back screen. I'm going to go ahead and well, I'm not going to mute the Discord because I'll be in the Discord with you guys. So we'll take a 5-minute break and we'll be right back. It is not called creating a new character. That's
Are you sure?
Well, that is one way.
well, there's one way to find out. Let's find out. But welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Let me do, because I like. Okay. You set up camp for the third night outside of the walls of Vallaki. You can see the walls, but you're not so sure that the human guards that mount the palisade and pace back and forth are able to see that far out, given how much torchlight they've granted themselves to have. Who's on first watch?
It's usually me.
Okay. So,
I'll take whatever's the middle watch.
okay.
And the ritual spell. Let's just assume that it's up at all times, because that's normally what I would do.
That's what I've been working off of. I've been putting a little check mark in my little box over here next to alarm. It says alarm ? And I'm like, yes, check.
All right.
Because since you can ritual cast it, I'm not like, hey, mark it off your spell list. No, you can ritual cast it, so it's fine. So Warren, you're taking middle watch. Araza, you're taking first. Grimm,
I'll take
Jymbo,
second.
Sorin. Okay, Grimm on second. Jymbo, you taking a watch? Or you gonna try to get some sleepies?
I'm gonna go third again.
I'll do third and fourth.
Okay, so we have Jymbo and Sorin and Warren. You said you'd take like the middle watch. Is that what you said?
Whether it's like the second or third, since we've been doing 4 watches, either one.
Okay, Warren, I'll put you on watch with Grimm
Okay.
on second watch, and then Sorin and Sorin's on last watch. So we got Araza on first, Grimm and Warren on second, Jymbo and Sorin on third, and then Sorin on fourth. I mean, Rusty's assumed to be there. I'm just looking at player characters. All right. Ooh. Okay.
Just to let you know, DM, since
Yes.
the food that I make from Create Food and Water lasts for 24 hours, I usually will cast it before we all go to sleep. That way we have food in the morning
Okay.
and then for lunch.
Fair enough. It's very smart. Way to work around my numbers.
You're welcome.
We have some overlap with some things. Okay, so let's see. Araza and Jymbo, I need percentiles from you, please.
Percentile.
$75. These dice are much better.
60.
5. And Jymbo, you said... Wait, Jymbo said 75. Hold on. Jymbo said 75 and Araza said 60. My bad. Cool. Let's see. Araza, since you were the first one to go to sleep... All right. Your watch goes by uneventfully, and you go to nestle in and get some sleep. As you close your eyes, you wake up, and everything looks so much larger now. You're in a small room.
Oh no, did I eat the eat me mushrooms to make me small?
Do you check? Do you check around?
Yes.
No, you are in a child-sized bed.
Oh.
And
Okay.
and as you regain yourself, you see a standing mirror in the far corner.
Make my way over to the mirror.
You slowly approach and you see a much younger version of yourself looking back at you. Probably around 10 years or so.
Oh wow.
And your feet continue along the floorboards, but you don't hear anything. You don't hear the creak of the floorboards. And you look around and you realize that this is a place that you once called home.
So does it look like my old room when I was a kid, or do I just
Yes.
only see the bed in the mirror? Oh,
Yes, it
my
looks
old
like,
room.
yep, your old room. Whether you had a closet with clothes or a dresser or an armoire, a vanity mirror, anything like that, stuffed animals, childhood belongings, yeah, those would all be in this room. Everything's got this weird, like, waxy gray, I guess, like if you were looking at it as an observer, it would be like a filter, a waxy gray filter over everything, but it's definitely your home, or at least your room.
So I don't notice anything else in the mirror, just my reflection.
Yep, just your reflection. Your hair's a little messy, but
Hmm.
and the door to your room is ajar.
Well, if I'm 10 years younger, let's see. I would probably make my way back over to my bed and find Mr. Tybalt, my little stuffed bear.
Mr. Tybalt is right there, and he's ready to go with you on a journey.
Exactly. I look Mr. Tybalt in the eyes. I'm like, all right, Mr. Tybalt, we're going out the door. And I start to make my way towards the door.
Okay. Your door always had this sort of rusty squeak to it. Whether it's because the hinges couldn't be replaced or there wasn't enough money to spend to put oil on them. It never really bothered you much. It always gave you a kind indicator of, when someone was making their way in or out of your room. Like if you fell asleep downstairs and one of your parents brought you back upstairs to lay you back in bed, you'd always hear the soft creak of the door. But
my organic alarm spell, huh?
Your organic alarm spell, but nothing. You open the door, you don't even hear the creak.
Mr. Tybalt, I think I must be dreaming. The door's not making noise.
Mr. Tybalt's plain bare eyes just stare at you. What do you do?
I put on a brave face, and I'm like, all right, Mr. Tybalt, lead the way. And we walk out the door.
Okay. You walk out the door of your room, and you see the long hallway, and you see the adjacent rooms. There's a room off to the side, which would have been who would have been in your family home, Araza?
Let's see, mother, father, probably older brother, and then grandmother on my mom's side.
Okay. First room that you kind of come up to is your brother's room. He always keeps his door closed.
I go up to the door and I listen.
You don't hear anything.
I knock.
Your knock provides sound, but you don't hear anything from the other side.
I try to open the door.
The door opens.
I open it and peek in and say, brother?
You peek in, and you see his effects. You see his bed. It's very neatly made. You see his closet, all the clothes pressed and cleaned. Everything looks to be in perfect order, but there is no sign of your brother.
I look down the rest of the hallway since I hadn't necessarily walked into his room yet.
Mm-hmm. You see all the other doors that would be your parents' room, your grandmother's room. Those doors are closed.
And it's just the hallway. I don't see like any...
You see stairs leading down.
I'll make my way over to the stairs first.
Okay.
And I'll look down.
You look down. You're not able to see the lower level of the home. Do you descend the stairs?
Not just yet.
Okay.
Like, come on, Mr. Tybalt, let's go check on Grandma.
Okay.
Go over to Grandma's room and
You
I
go.
knock.
You go and you knock. And your knock provides sound, but there's no response from the other side.
Go over to my parents' room and do the same thing and knock.
Same thing. Sound, but no response.
Go Make my way over to the stairs,
Okay.
and I start to make my way down.
Okay. You descend the stairs. You awaken in your childhood room. Off in the far corner is a long-standing mirror. Your door is slightly ajar. Mr. Tybalt at your side.
I jump out of bed this time with Mr. Tybalt.
Okay.
Make my way over to the door.
Okay.
I go over to my grandma's room.
Okay. You go to your grandma's room.
Instead of knocking, I open the door.
You open the door. As you swing the door open, you see your grandma's effects. You see her bed, neatly made. You see her closet full of pressed and clean clothes. And you see her rocking chair, slowly rocking back and forth, back and forth.
I say out loud, Grandma, are you here?
No response.
Go over to my parents' room, do the same thing. I open the door.
Bed is made, clothes are pressed, no sign of anyone.
Go back to brother's room, open the door again.
Same. See a long hallway, stairway leading down.
There's no other doors.
Nope.
Okay, I'll go back over to the stairs and make my way down.
You make your way down. You wake up in your bed. There's a long-standing mirror in the corner. And as you're starting to realize that this loops, you hear a long, distant cackle. The next several times that you re-enter the hallway seems longer and longer, as if you're getting smaller and smaller, but you're not. You maintain the same size. You're still able to reach the doorknobs. You're still able to produce sound. You're still able to clutch Mr. Tybalt to your side. And every time you descend the stairs, you wake up in your bed. And one of the few times that you check in your grandmother's room, you see an old woman sitting in your grandmother's chair, a blanket draped over her lap, arthritic fingers clutching to the armrests as she rocks back and forth, back and forth.
She looking at me, or is she looking out the window?
She's looking straight at the corner. She doesn't even know that you're there.
I walk in. Grandma? Are you okay?
No response. You don't even hear the rocking chair creak. But it's definitely moving. And you knew that her rocking chair had such a noticeable squeak.
I go stand in front of her, see if I can get her attention.
You look, and she has a shawl wrapped around her head. Looks to be very well knitted. And as you step in front of her, a hand reaches out and grasps your wrist. And in the moment that it takes you to recognize what is happening, you see the bluish tinted skin, the wart-covered nose, and the yellowed, missing teeth. And you're jolted awake. Your hit point maximum is reduced by 5, and you do not get the benefit of a long rest. Jymbo, 75, huh?
Yes.
So, Araza, you awaken from you try to go to sleep on your watch. Grimm, Warren, your watch goes by uneventfully. Jymbo and Sorin, I'm gonna allow Sorin to make kind of a check here. So, Jymbo, you're sleeping. Because Sorin's got the last watch and he's kind of just observing at this point. Jymbo, you're walking along a mountain path, heading up towards your near Appalachian monastery, right? And as you're walking along, you see that the sun takes a rather drastic turn. It's not a bright golden orb. It turns into a massive bloodshot eye. And it just stares at you. And for a moment you think it's not looking directly at you. Why could it look directly at you? It's so big, it has to be looking at something larger than you. But you notice that the pupil becomes almost like a pinpoint, and it leers at you, but doesn't do anything other than look at you. What do you do?
Is there a rock nearby?
Oh, yes.
Jymbo throws a rock at the eye.
Okay, well, the eye has taken place of the sun in the sky, and you throw the rock, and you get it as far as you can, but obviously you can't throw rocks into space. And the eye just stares.
I think it's just the thought that counts on Jimbo's part. He shrugs his shoulders and just kind of like continues walking back up.
You walk back up. You head back to the monastery. You find yourself safely within its cloistered walls. You know, there's windows, of course, but no one can look through those windows. And you go to lay down and get some well needed rest. And as you lay down, something obscures the window to your room, and you see this giant eyeball peering into your room.
Jymbo waves at it.
It can't blink or acknowledge you, but you watch its pupil move a little bit, almost as if acknowledging you.
If you're just gonna watch me while I sleep, that's kind of weird. But the way I see it is, you do whatever you want. I'm just gonna take a nap. Catch you when I wake up.
And you too find that this repeats, regardless of what task you undertake. You wake up, the eye is there. You train, the eye is there. Eventually you find that it follows you everywhere. Jymbo, you feel this oppressive weight sitting on your chest, as if your sleep paralysis demon has taken hold, and you notice that the big bloodshot eye in the sky takes on a yellowish hue, almost jaundiced. Your hit point maximum has been reduced by 5, and you do not gain the benefits of a long rest. Sorin, you notice that Jymbo is having a fit in his sleep.
Okay.
You kind of rack it up to current events. But go ahead and make an insight check for me, please.
Okay. Hey. Good. 18 plus 5, 23.
23. Obviously he is having a bad dream. And even through some of your watch with Jymbo, you noticed Araza was having a little bit of the same. But you're picking up that there's something more to these dreams than just bad dreams. There's got to be something else causing them. because the way that they're moving, their bodies are moving as if they are pinned under something. Like that little sleep spasm that most people do. It's that, except their arms and their legs aren't fully moving. Their heads and necks are able to twist and jerk, but
I do like an intelligence check
yeah.
to see if I know what this is.
Yeah.
Or like what it could be, or. Alright. Not good. 14.
14. You know that some creatures have the ability to visit others within dreams, and dreams do not directly affect the material plane. Creatures like some more powerful vampires, potent spellcasters, fiends. And even with a 14, you're able to put together that over the course of the few nights that you've traveled, this has been a recurring theme, at least among some of your party. Just rough dreams.
Well, I was going to ask if I could do like a history check to try and see if I remember any like powerful like spellcasters in the land of Barovia, but I don't really remember a whole lot.
Well, with that, you can go ahead and make a history check. Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll let you make one. You've been around for 100 years. I don't see why not. I give you that opportunity.
Undirty 20.
A dirty 20.
So,
well,
yeah.
The first one that immediately comes to mind is Strahd. Strahd would more than likely assault someone in their dreams. Given that you've been around since the early times of the Abbey of St. Markovia, there were talks of powerful spellcasters, those that delved into secrets too deep within the Amber Temple. A strange wizard who lives up near the lake. And you could safely presume, based upon recent interaction, that some hags might be able to do the same thing. So while your list of enemies is vast, or culprits would be vast, it is no less lessened by whatever it could be. Do with that what you will.
Okay. And that indeed I will.
All right.
Can I do like a quick perception check? See if anything's out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I love this dice. 18 plus 5, a 23 again.
23. You do not see anything out there other than you see a single raven sitting upon a branch, and it's just staring down towards your camp. It ruffles its feathers a little. It preens itself lightly, but seems to be remaining vigilant over your camp.
Within the last little bit, I would like to change Ghost from a cat to an owl.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Ghost becomes an owl.
And that's it.
All right. The night goes by, other than some bad dreams, uneventful. You all awaken. The city of Vallaki, just outside of your view, with the dim light that could be considered sunlight here, you're able to see it fairly clearly. Again, the gates are locked. A forest to the southern edges of the wooden palisade that comprises the protective walls of said village. So what do you do? Those of you who awaken.
Well, before we go any further, I approach Araza and I just ask her for the usual wake up call.
Yup. I'm yawning the whole time I'm casting it on you. Yeah, saying, yeah, okay, you should be good to go, Warren.
Anybody have any giant eyeball dreams? Because I had some giant eyeball dreams.
No, but have you had a dream where you're drowning in red water?
Yeah, I think. And then it turns out to be somebody's mouth.
Do you guys ever have a dream about being ganged up on by a mob of people, or maybe getting stuck in a loop?
I mean, I had
No,
the
but-
loop one.
No, I had my shadow cut itself away from me. And then I was at a dining room table, nice table, with a lot of food that came back to life and started like swarm me, and my hands were chained to the chair.
Sounds like that you guys are having issues with sleeping. But while you guys were asleep, I took the time to kind of examine you guys from a distance, and from with my time here in Barovia, I tried thinking about what all this could be. And there are some creatures, powerful spellcasters, who can kind of visit people in their dreams and terrorize them. And what I've come down to is the obvious Strahd. Fiends, and, well, we just recently ran into some hags.
Well, there was a creepy old lady in my dream where I was running through a loop. I kept waking up in my bed, my childhood room in my bed, and I'd leave my room, and every time I tried to go downstairs, I'd wake up in my bed again. But there's a creepy old lady in my dream. That wasn't my grandmother. So maybe?
I mean, those hags made magic sleep pies, right? Dream pies? My guess, you know, haunted dreams, dream pies, they're the same thing, right?
Well, either way, we're cursed. That's what it comes down to, right?
Well, of course.
Do you think that since we kind of inadvertently halted the production of these dream pies, do you think we're the only ones that's dealing with these restless nights?
Guess the only way to find out is to go into Vallaki.
something or someone out there is doing this to y'all.
I would
So
not
it's
be
not-
surprised if it's Strahd.
But it's not affecting you, Sorin.
No.
Maybe it's because he enters a meditative state instead of a sleeping state.
I was just about to mention that, yeah.
Yeah, because elves do not sleep. But I don't know if Warren knows that.
I mean, I've dealt with some like half elves in my time back home, but
Okay.
like,
Well, if you
not-
dealt with half elves, go ahead and make me a history check, Warren. I'm gonna see if you know anything about elves.
16.
Yeah, you know that elves don't sleep. They enter a meditative state. They do so for about 4 hours, and then they're good. You wonder if that's how they live so long, is that they don't sleep and they're not plagued by nightmares.
I know you said that you were not wanting to hide yourself, Warren, but you said that we ought to be more careful. So, if you would allow me to, I'm going to cast. Well, whenever we go in, I would simply just cast invisibility on you.
No, don't do that. Because what if you lose your what if you lose your focus on your spell because you and Araza have some spells that you have to focus and some where you don't. If I just blip into existence like that weird manticore thing that happened, I have no idea how that happened. I don't want to freak anybody out even more, and that's going to piss off even more people. No.
I mean, if need be, the Manticore can just magically come back. But yet again, I have no idea about that. I had nothing to do with that.
No idea what's up.
I didn't even
As
think
I
there
have-
was a spell powerful enough to summon a manticore.
Well, I definitely don't have a major image prepared for this exact reason. No.
Of course not. No.
Unless there's a really powerful wizard that lives in Valaki and just likes to mess around with people.
There could be. But you guys gather yourselves up, and where are you headed? Are you going through the woods or are you going through town? I just need to know.
I'm going through town.
I think going through town is the safer bet.
Jymbo hides in the wagon. Can I make a stealth check?
Yes, you may.
That's a 22.
Okay, you successfully hide under some of the food that Araza has summoned for the day, as well as like a bench that Sir Rusty's like. The wagon's got like two little benches. You're kind of like nestled up underneath the one. You pulled the food up against yourself to like shield yourself, and Rusty's just kind of sitting back there in the wagon.
I'm no longer a rabbit. I am now a bag of rice.
I will hide too, just in case something goes wrong. I could surprise and get my sneak attack.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check. There's very few places to hide in this wagon, so they're pretty much getting taken up. But that's fine. You'll hide.
26.
Okay, you're under the opposite bench, probably doing the same thing. Vasilka's sitting like on top of your seat. So you're both just under there. Which means Araza, Warren, and Sorin are visible. I mean, Vasilka and Rusty are visible. We're not gonna worry too much about them right now. All right. I'm assuming you approach the gate where the guards are again very questioning, but these are different guards than the ones you had encountered before. So, state your business, for Svalich.
Just passing through. As I yawn.
Oh, passing through. Open the gate. And then another guy, he goes down and he climbs down the little parapet and he opens the door, the gates for you guys, the wrought iron gates. And the guards they flank either side of the street and the road leading in, and they just kind of like motion in. Oh, hurry now! Don't want anything else getting in. No wolves or nothing. You didn't encounter any wolves or anything out there, did you?
Nope, everything was good.
Everything was good. Good, they says. What? Good? Huh? And then the guards look at one another. It's like, what'd you find out that was good? And then the other guy's like,
No wolves?
No
wolves are good.
No wolves. Very good. Very, indeed. Very good. All right. Make your way in.
Can I send up Frumpkin and make a perception check? Trying to look
Frumpkin,
for...
you mean Ghost?
Frumpkin, good lord, I'm sorry.
All right, Caleb.
Yeah, sorry. I'm currently watching that. But yeah, Ghost, throw him up in the air.
Yeah.
And kind of look for the Isaac guy.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please, because he's.
I do make this at advantage using the whatever. And +3. Ooh, that's good. 16 + 3.
Okay. He flies over and there's no sign of the big guard. There's no sign of this Isaac man. He does a quick pass over, and then he kind of like closes the circle. Like he does like a circular patrol over the city. And then as he closes it further and further in, he doesn't see that. Are you having him look for... words are hard, sorry. Are you having him look specifically for Isaac, or are you having him look for anything else other than Isaac?
Nah, it would just be for Isaac.
Okay.
For the sake of Warren not running into him.
Yeah, no sign of Isaac.
Okay.
And eventually Ghost returns to you.
Well, good thing for you, Warren. There's no sign of Isaac around, or at least the flyby that Ghost made.
I just kind of give a bit of a curt nod.
Okay. You start to make your way through the town of Vallaki once more. There doesn't seem to be any festivals or anything going on, at least not currently. The people seem somber. They seem tired. And as your wagon carries a little bit further through the town, you see that there is a line of people. Looks like a bread line. It kind of overtakes part of the street, and it's a little difficult for you to get your wagon around.
Does the smell of this bread seem familiar to me?
Do you sniff the air?
I do.
Araza smells it first, and then the smell carries to the rest of you. You smell... It smells like a burnt pastry. It smells like a burnt pie, rather. But part of it still almost makes your mouth water. And it carries over the line of people. You see that some people are pushing and shoving to get into this line. Others warning others. It's like, no, they're probably sold out.
Is this giving me familiar memories from my first dream?
Yes.
I'm guessing Warren is the one that's driving the cart.
Warren's got the better animal handling, I would think. I would think so. Just roughly because he's the farm boy, I would assume.
I'm gonna
That's usually where I am.
I'm gonna say over to Warren, we need to leave as soon as possible. Like now. Please.
All right, I'll try to get Tom and Betty maneuvered. There's a lot of people. I'll do my best, Araza.
How far away are we from the where they're selling like the pastries?
From the smell, you can't tell. You see the line wraps around the outside of a building, but it looks like a big group is forming.
I start telling everybody, it's like this reminds me of my dream that I had where I told you I was being attacked by a mob. We need to leave. Giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Can I like maneuver and navigate like Tom and Betty like around the crowd or anything like that?
Yeah, make an animal handling check for me, but at disadvantage, Warren, because there's a lot of people gathered for this, so.
So at my lowest, it's a 15.
Okay, 15. You're still able to get around, and as you maneuver the two horses around some of the crowd, and you kind of go off of the little cobbled stone up onto like a small sidewalk, and then back onto the stone. You see a few of the guards just they kind of give you this strange eye, and as they do, some of them are shoveling pieces of pie into their face, and they're just looking at you oddly. And Warren, as you're maneuvering, Jymbo and Grimm are hidden, so I'm gonna leave this to Araza and Sorin. Warren, since you're focusing on keeping the cart on track, go ahead and make a perception check for me, Sorin and Araza.
That's an 18.
18.
I got a 17.
Okay, both are good enough. You catch the gap between two buildings, and you see this quaint little cart. You see pastries lining each small shelf. And you see this hunched over form of an older woman, hair done up in a beehive-like bob. Oh, dearies, don't you worry a thing about it. Don't you worry. Agatha's meat pies are still here to stay. And as she's giving this little speech, her eyes glance over towards where your cart is. And she locks eyes with you, Sorin, and Araza. And don't you worry about a thing, dolls. We've just hit a little halt in production is all. and people are dropping coins into a small box, and each are receiving a pie. One after another, after another.
Warren, we need to leave now. Now. Please, we need to leave now. They're here.
I hear ya. I'm getting Tom and Betty through without getting them scared and causing too much of a ruckus.
You know, and we would recognize her, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Warren, I think now is the best time for a ruckus.
No,
Agatha
no,
and
no,
them are here.
no, hard no, hard no. If you want to do that, you get off this wagon right now. We're making our way out.
Oh man, hang on.
Okay.
Oh god, sorry. I'm gonna roll 3d4s, and 1 and 2 I do it, 3 and 4 I don't. Oh no. Well, I go into the cart, and can I look out the backside of the cart?
Well, yeah. It's not really like it's not heavily covered, but yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Crap. Shit. Nope. Gotta play with the dice. I'm going to try to silently cast major image,
Okay.
and can you give me a quick rundown of what all I can make? Because I'm thinking like a basilisk, but I don't know if that's a large creature.
Let's see. Major image allows you to create an object, creature, or some other phenomenon that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. So nothing larger than a huge creature.
Okay.
And you're doing this out of the back of the wagon. I need you to make me a sleight of hand check, and I also need you to make me an Arcana check to do it silently.
All right. Well, where's my sleight of hand? Oh God. Okay, pretty good. 18 on that.
Okay.
And then for the Arcana, okay, 21.
21. All right, but again, you're doing this out of the back of the wagon. You're like doing a quick little peek out of the back of the wagon.
Yep. And where I saw Agatha,
Mm-hmm.
is there like another alleyway?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like near the store?
It's near her stall. Yes. There's
All right.
there's some people in the alleyway, but yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If I can, basilisk. I don't know what size creature that is.
Is it what creature is it? A basilisk?
Oh,
Or what'd you want?
that's a medium. Yeah, a basilisk. It's a medium monstrosity. So
Okay.
and I'll just have that. Just start a ruckus.
Okay. So you're summoning that near Agatha's wagon.
Probably like 20 or so feet away from Agatha's wagon.
Okay. You peek out the back, you go to cast your spell, and you see the spell fizzles out at your fingers as another old lady standing in the alleyway turns slowly and pulls back her shawl and waves her finger admonishingly at you as she counterspells.
Could I use my reaction to counterspell?
You may, yes.
Sure.
All right, she's using a 4th level counterspell.
Oh, hey, crap. All right. So what? 17? What do I add to it?
So it is the level of the spell. Let's see. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. She's using a 4th level counter spell, which makes it 14. So you have to beat 14.
Do I do an Arcana check or do I do just a straight intelligence check?
It would be a spell casting check. So it would be your DC. So give me.
I think it's just dice roll plus your
Yeah.
spellcaster level.
Okay. So spellcasting ability.
Yes.
I guess that's a modifier.
Yes.
Okay. All right. +4. Got it. Board, do not mess this up. Okay, that's a 10. That's a 14.
That's 14. It's meter beat. So you do that, and you counterspell her counterspell with your reaction. And how far away is that from? Let's see. You said 20 feet away from Agatha's wagon? Is that correct, roughly?
Yes, I think that's what he said.
Okay. So, the one old woman counterspells your counterspell, but you counterspell her counterspell to allow the spell to go through, and you summon your creature. What do you have it do? You also...
Sorry, my mic.
No, you're good. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just gonna have it walk out and start a ruckus. Part 2.
Okay. People in the street panic. Agatha turns and she locks eyes with the other old woman who scurries off into the crowd. And Agatha, she hooks arms with someone in the crowd, and they escort her safely into another building.
With another person?
She locks arms with one of the people in the crowd because they want to keep Granny Agatha safe.
Okay, cool. Just as long as it's like disrupting her selling the nasty meat pies.
It does. And the with the panicked people, obviously Warren, Jymbo, Grimm, Araza, you all hear people screaming. You hear people panicking, and before you even get to the end gate, the gates close. Guards are rushing towards to the center of town where the pies had been sold, and you see that the town is now on high alert. Within moments, guards are coalescing on the area and trying to take care of whatever's going on in there. Now, this major image is it appears in a spot you can see within range. It seems completely real. Sound, smells, temperature, that sort of thing. And as long as you're within range, you can use your action to move it to any spot within range. So, what kind of ruckus are you having it do? Like, her wagon's there, but I don't think that it can. I don't think it can damage wagons or anything like that, because physical interaction reveals it to be an illusion, because items pass through it.
Okay.
Yeah, as you're figuring out what that's gonna do, the guards and whatnot, they run up to your wagon, Warren. You folks need to get inside somewhere. There's some disturbance in the center of town. You could stay at the inn. You can get yourselves in over there. We'll escort you.
Oh yes. Because Warren and Araza, we're kind of like confused too. Like, what's going on? Yeah. It's like this is our way of, kind of keeping our head down. So it's like, yeah, absolutely, yes. Take us to the.
Yes.
Please escort us.
Yes, we'll take you to the Blue Water. Just follow us. Stay close. If you can arm yourselves, I suggest you do so. And some of these guards, they start, they flank your wagon. And they start taking you that way, and they're looking around, making sure that nothing's attacking from the sky. And you hear them say something along the lines of, "There was some flying barbed lion, some odd week ago, and it was terrifying." But eventually, they get you through, and I mean, there are people that are screaming and cowering through, and. Now I have to make the check to see if the guards notice that this creature, upon interacting with it, is not real. And after some time, you guys are escorted to the Blue Water Inn. They help you get into the stable area, and they're like, hurry now, everyone out, and they keep a very close guard on you, Warren and Araza, and Sorin, I assume, because you're not like hiding, you're just there in the wagon.
We can't stay with the cart to keep the horses calm?
No. We'll close the barn doors. They won't be able to get in. But yeah, if you insist on staying with the cart, I don't know. We can guard you better inside.
I insist on staying with the cart.
And
we are very much capable of defending ourselves. I assure you that.
All right, very well. And then they kind of shrug their shoulders, and they go to close the doors to the stables. Meanwhile,
They lock us in.
They close the doors.
Okay.
They put down the bar on the outside, so that way nothing can get in or out unless it's from the outside.
But little do they know. Can I see through this?
Yeah.
Like, is there like a gap?
Yeah, there's a gap. But the town
Okay.
the town is large. You're not going to be able to see much. You can see the street and you can see some buildings, but nowhere near where your illusion is or your image is.
That's fine. Could I, waiting for them to walk away, could I simply cast Mage Hand and have it lift up the bar on the outside?
Okay, you lift up the bar on the outside. You're waiting for them to walk away, though?
Yeah, preferably.
They stay on guard outside of the building. They need to keep the citizenry safe. That is their job. The city is under attack. They are going to keep the citizenry safe. If they've got you safely into a building where you are going to hole up until the threat is gone. So now you're in with other horses.
Is my illusion still within 120 feet?
No. You've gone a lot further than that.
Oh, okay. Well,
the illusion dissipates. That's what I was about to say. It's like as they're coming into contact with it disappears, and now they're panicked because now there's a strange monster that can disappear and is now lurking amongst everything else. You You guys overhear a foot runner. He makes his way up, and he says something to the guards along the lines of, "It's disappeared, but it could come back anytime." And one of the other guards is like, "So what does the captain say?" The captain says, "City's on lockdown, nothing in or out. Not until we catch it." Understood. And then the runner runs away.
Obviously, we hear that, right?
Oh yeah.
Warren takes his thumb and forefinger and rubs his eyes. It's like so close. So close. I'm sorry, Araza. We're gonna have to stay.
Wait, I know I'm a bag of rice right now, but are we staying here? Because I want to go.
We can't because all of a sudden another ruckus happened and we're on lockdown. For some reason, we're on lockdown, which is so weird.
I stick my head out. I'm like, they're trying to find a creature. I have a scroll of summon monster. We could summon a monster for them to destroy it, and then they get rid of the lockdown.
No, I'm gonna punch you in the face. No.
You can't see me.
I can hear you. Your big mouth.
Okay.
He's like, hold on, I have a scroll of summon monster as he's
No.
hiding.
No. Nobody's doing shit. We are gonna wait this out.
How long are you gonna wait? They're waiting to find a big monster.
Yeah,
And
they're waiting until they
summon
find the monster to destroy it.
I don't think summon monster is going to be able to replicate the monster that Sorin made with his greater illusion. Or his greater image.
Give me 1 second.
Because summon
We
monster
don't
is
know
like
that Sorin. Well, we don't know Sorin cast that. We just know
right.
that some
You don't know
monster showed
Sorin
up.
cast it.
But
Wouldn't Jymbo and I know because we were in the cart while he did his little magic thing?
No, you were hidden. Unless you were watching him
I was
intently, you were
being
hidden.
rice.
Yeah, he was full on rice at that point. And besides, he did it as discreetly and as quietly as he could. So, I mean, unless Sorin said, "Yes, I cast a spell to make a distraction," then, I mean,
I definitely don't say that.
Yeah. So let's see. Summon monster lets you summon a challenge rating half creature of the monstrosity type that appears in an occupied space. And I don't think a basilisk is challenge rating half. Is that what we is that what we agreed on? We agreed on a basilisk.
Yes, it's challenge rating 3, and it's a medium monstrosity.
Yeah. So you could.
I don't know what creature it is. All I know is there's a creature that disappeared, and I got a scroll to summon a monster. I'm like, they're looking for a creature. The creature just happens to appear now. They kill it. Oh, lockdown done.
yeah, but if it's a different creature, like if we don't know what the original creature was, and then there's another creature, then they're gonna be like, okay, we caught one, now we gotta catch the other.
And for it to have caused a ruckus, these guards have seen what this original creature was. So if it's a different creature, they're not going to be easily fooled into thinking, "Oh, this was it," because it wasn't.
But what if it can change shape? What if it's a shape changer?
They don't know that. They're going to go after what they saw.
Oh.
Or are you going to convince the people it was a shape changer? Because that's going to raise suspicions.
No. Lord, no.
Well, I got a way we could convince it. If we know what the creature was to begin with.
Actually, I
Sorin
think
can
I'm the
make
only one. I think I'm the only one that know what the creature. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I was just saying, if we could figure out what the creature is, maybe one of our magic users could make that creature, make it like look like it transformed into the monster that we're going to summon, so then they see it transform into that monster.
The scope of the spell would not allow for that. You can't just change the monster mid image. He would have to do a separate casting of major image.
Okay.
Because he has to go in with the mindset of this is what I'm conjuring, and then he makes it, and then he would have to do another one to make it change. Unless the spell states that you can change it mid-form, but either way, he's got to be within 120 feet of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very good idea. Let's all just bunny hop onto a building and then jump over the fence. Mm-hmm. You guys can do that, right?
I am fucking tired. No.
I was about to say, I bet all of us could attempt it, but what about Rusty and Basilka? Are
We're not
they
leaving
gonna
Tom
be able to?
or Betty. I'm just
I can
saying.
assure you now that Vasilka does not have the athleticism nor the dexterity to scale a palisade, and Sir Rusty would probably give you away like bells on a sleigh. Like
Completely over the table. Nobody, probably except for Jymbo, can do that. He just wants out of town.
He's like, I don't want to
Yeah,
stay.
I might be able to.
You go for it.
So you guys find yourselves within the stable alongside some other horses, with guards from Vallaki on the outside of the stables of the Blue Water Inn. The ruckus seems to have dissipated, but the guards are on high alert because they believe that something is being done here that is of a darker nature. And as you're in there, you hear footsteps and a familiar voice speaks to the guards outside the inn. Yes. I need you to ensure that the citizens are well taken care of. In the meantime, I'm going to have Isaac on constant patrols, and perhaps, with Father's blessing, of course, we need to see if we can fortify more of the town. I don't want anything getting in and out. Not a single flea, not a single feather. So, put all of your guards on the walls, and make sure that everyone's happy and fed. Understood? And you hear him pat the cheek of one of the other guards. Like, yes, sir. And he said, good, wonderful. Remember, a happy town is a safe town. And the footsteps carry away.
So we're trapped in here now, right?
We should have just gone
Yep.
through the forest.
With hindsight behind most of you, the trip through Vallaki could have been a quick one. But the imminent and ever-present threat of those who you had dealt with before in the past. Now, not only are you trapped within a city who is now on constant pins and needles, almost like an oppressive jar over top of an anthill, but they're nowhere to go. But you're not alone. You have each other. You have Tom, you have Vasilka, you have Rusty, you have the chicken's name?
Belina.
Belina. You have Belina. And not to mention, you have Agatha and Constance, who now know that you're here and are trapped in here with you. Because if you can't leave, they can't leave. And I think that's a good place to end for the night.
Holy crap, that was amazing.
I just want to say I'm so sorry. I did not think that that was going to go like that.
I had a feeling it would.
Oh, God.
No. This is like this entire session. I don't think you could have written it better, because it starts with Warren being upset about like the consequences of our actions, and then it ends with literally the consequences of every single action that we have made since we entered in Vallaki coming to roost. It's like perfect.
I just think of that one kid that's like, when will you learn?
So friends, obviously we are not having a session next week. And as far as we know, is the 6th free for anyone, or do we need to leave that up in the air for now?
I mean,
as far as I know, I should be good too.
Okay.
That should be good.
Yeah.
I should be fine.
If anything changes, we just post in the Discord.
Yep. If anything changes, post in the Discord. Friends, thank you again so much. I hope my players enjoyed themselves as consequences, as Goldie said, came to roost.
But thank God no one in the party knows that it was me.
All right. So
And
players,
yet,
go
the
ahead.
hags do.
Yeah, the hags do.
Okay.
Yeah, Araza's dream is gonna come true.
Hopefully not all the dreams come true. That'd be kind of weird.
And the guards have no idea about Jymbo and I.
Nope. No. You two are like the unknown variable right now. They've seen Warren, they've seen Araza. Sorin really wasn't hiding, and they really haven't like peeked into the wagon, but they know that you've got a group of people with you. So, but yeah, that's another session down. I will and we will hopefully meet again on the 6th of December. I want to thank my players for a fantastic time. I hope they enjoyed themselves. I really hope you guys can do something about those hit points. So you're gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Printing out new character sheets. Got it.
I mean, you could.
So are we supposed to be rolling new characters by next session, Joe? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. You know, Curse of Strahd can be a meat grinder, but that's not what this is. Just, you know, you just talk to people. Be friends with people. It's the power of friendship. It'll keep you safe.
How did your character die? Had too many nightmares.
How did your character die? Got blown up by a friendly.
How'd your character die? Well, you know, I spilled coffee on my character sheet, so I couldn't read it anymore.
How'd your character die? You pissed off every single NPC in the campaign.
How'd your character die? Strahd said no.
Those are better than I took a long rest and I lost all my hit points.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. But don't worry, you can find a way to get rid of that next time. So players, thank you again. I'm gonna go ahead and do our little end thing here. I'll mute the Discord. You guys can say goodbye to chat if you like. Say goodbye to one another. You're not required to stick around in the Discord call if you don't have to. And I'm gonna go ahead and raid out. So thank you guys.
Bye, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Bye, chat. Thank you, Joe.
Goodbye.
All right, everything's muted there. So, chat, what a fantastic session. I love when stuff like that tends to happen. So let's see if we can find someone to raid into. Anyone else playing D&D? Anybody? Let's see. I think we're gonna find someone new to raid into. So we're gonna browse categories, browse some Dungeons and Dragons. And again, friends, you can find us at the following. I believe the YouTube link works. I will get those VODs uploaded to you as soon as possible. I want to thank everybody for the raids. OG Dweeb, thank you so much. And we're gonna go ahead and raid into Adventures Pack. It looks like they're playing D&D, Sword, Shields, Blood, and the Gauntlet, Season 2, Episode 101. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So let's find out what they're doing. So we're gonna go with the good old-fashioned Viking raid, friends. If you don't have my emotes, use whatever emote you have. Just be polite, read the room, and as always, please be polite to the streamers we're about to drop in on. They might be in the middle of something and may not be able to respond us right away. I'm sure they'll go to us if they can when they can. If you like the streamers' content, please give them a follow. If you really like their content, give them a subscribe. You're not required to do either, but do remember a follow is free. So we're gonna raid in, and friends, and as per usual, please stay safe, eat well, stay hydrated, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Hold on. All right. Stay safe, eat well, stay hydrated, and we'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.